Hey guys, it's me, your boy, the Pacific Demon, Caliban Drucker. And today I wanted to, well, have a little fun. Get into something not a lot of people actually talk about. And that's theme songs. Theme songs for your favorite TV series, for your favorite cartoons, for your favorite animes. Everybody has favorites. Today I wanted to talk to you about some of my favorites. Specifically today, let's get into sitcom themes. There's been a lot of great sitcoms out there, and there's been a lot of great themes. Now, for me, a theme song is basically something when you hear it, you start singing along. You may not know the words to it, but it's something that, well, is deeply rooted in your mind that you do know the words. There's actually been a lot of great theme music intros to sitcom TVs. Honestly, there's been just about as much great TV intros as there's been sitcom TV shows. Now, unfortunately, that doesn't mean that every great TV sitcom show had a great sitcom theme. And just because you had a great sitcom theme doesn't mean you was a great show. Now, a lot of you probably won't even know. But it's been pretty much, pretty much themes that I've grown up with and every now and then get stuck in my head. Now, 10 on my list is from an old TV show series. Now, I know most of you don't know it, but the show itself was called Greatest American Hero. The show was actually pretty much a buddy film or a buddy series. The thing is that the one buddy was an old, I guess, hard detective, street cop. The other had nothing to do with police. In fact, he was by day he was a teacher, a professor at a local college. The thing is, they pretty much meet by chance, and they get stuck in the middle of the road and somewhere down in the desert, and for some strange reason, aliens come down, give the professor a present, this bright red suit with a cape that allows him to do all these super stuff like Superman. The concept though is he's not Superman. Like, he's able to fly, but the professor is afraid of heights, so he'll fly low. He's invincible, but the professor still has the human mentality of it should hurt. A lot of his powers he can't control, which makes it pretty funny. But the theme song gets stuck in my head, and it's a great theme song. Now, number 9 for me is The Fall Guy. If you guys have never seen it, it stars Lee Majors. It was pretty much in the 90s. Lee Majors plays a stunt man who unfortunately can't, he can't make enough money doing stunt work, so he takes up a side job as a Bills bond collector, or pretty much what I guess nowadays you guys think of as Dog the Bounty Hunter. The show was actually pretty good. I think it lasted 3 seasons, I'm not sure. It was pretty funny. But the theme song was specially made for him, and he sang it with somebody else, and it was just a great theme. Because every single time I think of stuntmen or see a stunt in a movie, this theme pops into my head. Now, okay, if you guys have been living under a rock, you probably won't know my number 8. Most of you should, and my number 8 theme song is from the theme from Smallville. And I know it's somebody actually sang the song, it's a regular song, but it fits. It was a perfect fit for Smallville. And if you don't know what Smallville is, it's basically the story of Superman before Superman, as he grew up. My number 7 is another oldie but goodie. It was still a great action show. It's called The Dukes of Hazzards. Now, their theme music actually was a ballad sung by, I'm not sure who sang it, but it was very country, and it fit the show perfectly. A lot of the times all I seen was, or every single time I hear that song, I can think of the General Lee jumping over pretty much everything. The Duke boys getting into problems, getting chased by cops. Now, my number 6 favorite themes of all times for sitcoms or TV series actually never had words. It was just instrumental. I'm pretty sure everybody has heard of them because they actually made a movie about the TV series. And of course, I'm talking about the A-Team. Now, even hearing that, the whole theme, the beginning or any part of it, it clicks that you're about to see something incredible. And that's pretty much what the A-Team was, like these 4 Vietnam vets that were running away from the law, but they still stayed to help people. And the theme was very hardcore for a TV series at the time. Just a lot of big beats. It's very rememberable. Okay, my number 5 sitcom theme. The series was actually based in New York. It's a cop series called True Blue. It really didn't do so well. In fact, I think it only aired for like less than 10 shows, and then it was canceled. But I pretty much loved the series. It was pretty much a unique team of cops put together to form a SWAT team, but each cop was different. You know, you had one that was a medic, one that was a sharpshooter, one that dealt with the robotics and explosives. It was pretty awesome. And the theme that they had actually resonates what the cops should feel, you know. It wasn't hard, it wasn't soft, it was just pretty, wouldn't say instrumental, but it kind of hit the heart when you hear it. Now, my number 4, again, this one never had any words to it. It was just instrumental, or instruments. But hearing it, you always knew what it was. And the TV series was actually pretty phenomenal. It was called Airwolf. And if you know Airwolf, you know pretty much why I love the series, or the theme music. The series was about this, I guess, 2 helicopter pilots searching for one of the pilot's brother. They work for the government secretly and have a top secret super helicopter. Now, at the time, there were 2 helicopter shows going, Airwolf and Blue Thunder. And Airwolf pretty much blew everything out of the sky. Okay, my number 3 pick for my greatest, most loved themes of all time for its TV series is Hardcastle and McCormick. Now, the theme music for this I love because it was called Drive. I looked that up because I loved it so much. And it definitely felt incredible. I mean, it was like a slow, I wouldn't say, slow ballad, but it felt like you would be listening to it as you did a Sunday drive. The TV series itself was basically about a judge who was retiring. His last case was with this guy named McCormick, who was an ex-race car driver. Now the judge, although he was forced to retire, he still had like a box of cases which were unsolved, and he decided to tell McCormick his sentence was to help him solve the cases that was never solved in his courtroom. Now, one thing I remember about the show specifically was the car for the show. Well, everybody talked about Knight Rider and Kit was amazing. It could do anything, but the car for this was called the Coyote. Look it up. It was one of the greatest looking vehicles I've ever seen. Of course, there was no added things to it. It was just a race car, but still, it was a race car that belonged in a desert. It felt like it felt like a Coyote. Now, my number 2 choice for themes is Growing Pains. It was a very slow, long ballad, very caring. It was more about family, and that's what the show was, is that no matter what happens, family will always stick together. And, you know, I loved it. I loved the show. I loved the series. It starred Alan Thicke, You know, Kirk Cameron was in it. It was just one of the sitcoms that was a sitcom. It felt like a sitcom, but it felt there, you know, for the time. The theme music was, at times, you know, I listen to it and it brings up emotions. Now, my number one favorite sitcom theme of all time actually do bring out my emotions. It's the theme from Who's the Boss? Now, the show itself was basically a guy from Brooklyn, single father with his daughter, brings her to Connecticut to raise her right, you know, with all the rich people. He becomes a maid for a single rich woman advertiser and help raise her son while she's raising her daughter. The show went on for, what, 8 seasons? 8 to 10 seasons. It was one of the most fantastic sitcoms out there. It starred, of course, Tony Danza and my number one favorite woman crush of all time, Les Milano. But the theme was very emotional and loving, and you know, that's what I brought from the sitcom itself. So yeah, you know, theme music for shows, for games, for whatever, it brings out emotions even before you play it or you watch it. It's very important. Well, anyway, that's my top 10 favorite sitcoms. Thanks for listening, guys. Keep listening. I'm gonna do a top 10 cartoon theme. You'd be surprised. Maybe I might trigger some memories and some nostalgia. Have a good night, guys. Take care. See you soon.